Continuing, it says as an adult, Taylor says that she had fully taken on the characteristics. I read that part. It says, like, yeah, I read that part because I was speaking about the New World Order. It says Taylor alleges that she was programmed to sexually service politicians, which is possible. You know, you go into the Franklin cover up, you go into Pizzagate. You know what I mean? These politicians are sexual deviants. I'm reading a book now. Well, I read like several different books at once. You know, that's a good tool to sharpen your mind, get your memory up. But long story short, I was just reading something. I think it's by Glenn Beck, and he was talking about how. Did you know that it was a bank that the politicians had where they basically they had bounced so many checks that you know what I mean? Like I mean, I'm talking about billions of dollars of checks. I was gonna do a video on it, and it's funny because, like I said, these are the same politicians that write laws that if you bounce a check, you go to jail. These hope man, like I said, it just. But yeah, that piece of gay shit real, that Franklin cover up. I mean, like I said, if you ever delve into that, I can't remember the guy that wrote the book's name, but he was an FBI director. And he basically quit the FBI because, like I said, he trying to figure out what's happened to these children. And then when he seen like doors was closing and leads was getting covered up, he like, oh yeah, this is bigger than what people are. You know, when people, I think the Most High is not going to allow you to recognize what's all going on. Like when you figure out that they're tampering with your food, or like I said, like I don't drink whole milk anymore. I drink almond milk. I give my children almond milk, and you know certain people can't understand why. Do you not? Have you ever seen cow's milk? They not even supposed to give that milk like that. That's how base Esau is. You know what I mean? A chicken ain't supposed to lay 50 fucking million eggs. It's like a person. If a person gave birth every fucking 9 months, that person would go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, where was I at? Continue, it says I was used extensively on and around 1968 by top politicians, guaranteed by the Central Intelligence Agency that my training in Project Monarch ensured the highest level of security. I'm going to go into Project Monarch, what it is. Project MK Ultra, also called, well, see, I guess Project Monarch is MK Ultra. I thought Project MK Ultra, also called the CIA mind control program, is the code name given to a program of experiments on human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, in which were at times illegal. And this is just like plain in your face. Man, the Most High code. And you got people look at you like you crazy. Like you go look up anything, you go look up that, but motherfucker go look up some Kanye West video type shit, stupid shit. Anyhow, it says ensure the highest level of security. The level of mind control I was possessed. The level of mind control I possessed guaranteed that I could be used with these leaders who were involved at the highest levels of national security without my own awareness. Taylor said she went to Alcatraz and other locations and saw mind control programming being done at those sites. Taylor indicates that she was also prostituted to several presidents. What many of the CIA may or may not have been aware of was a powerful group of men, whom I will call the Council, secretly ran the government. The Council was also able to access me and had programmed me to subversively influence top government officials in ways that benefited them. The CIA's latest technology was being used against their own government. That's the second time that was mentioned. The woman Claudia Mullen said the same thing. She said basically she was used to have sex to incriminate and get dirt on other men and other agencies of the government so that they can continue to get funding through the CIA for the programs that they wanted to keep pushing. So, like I said, this Esau cutting Esau. But I got a scripture. This is the book of Micah. This is Micah 2, verse 2. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Who is that speaking about? When you take time to think about who are the group of men that took fields. I mean, this place that we're in now to this day, this land that we're on, this place that these 2/3 niggas don't want to give up, that you looked at as a nigga in, but don't want to get this piece of shit place up. Like, man, I can't imagine another 10 years here. At the end of the day, that, like, who are the people or the group of people that took this land by force? Who is a group of people that telling you that you are anything but the people of God? But then say that they are the people of God. That's why it says oppress a man in his house, because they oppressed, the so-called black man, when we're in hardcore slavery. You know what I mean? They split up the family. You know what really pissed me off when I found out that back then they actually broke a man's manhood by making him wear a dress. And then you got these stupid ass 2/3 niggas that because they want to be in Hollywood wear a dress. And the thing is, when you got money, you privy to more information. That's why, like, Wu-Tang knew about the black samurai and shit like that. It was real black samurais. Oh man. Anyhow, but then, like I said, they'll tell you that you're not the people of the Lord, but they are. But then they do everything contrary to the scripture. Esau, who passed these legislations to make gay marriage? Continuing. It says, what many of the CIA may or may not have been aware of was that a powerful group of, I read that part, Salakia. The council studied people's psychological profiles and knew exactly what their likes and dislikes were, their sexual preferences, what perfumes they liked, and many other information that could be used to influence individuals in a way of which they were never even aware. And that's the thing. We was just talking about this at camp, because that's the thing. The way that the Most High got this stacked up against you, you're not going to be able to come against this by your own will. I don't give a fuck if you the coldest martial artist. I don't give a fuck if you the coldest person with a pistol or a sword or a knife. And I don't give a fuck if it's a group of y'all been training since birth. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end, it's too much. The Most High has systematically, like when you go into, like, just like I said, based on this book and the information I brought up, I could see how they came up with the technology of the chip, because they was doing experiments and being able to manipulate motor skills and shit like that back in the 60s. So that chip is beyond just, monitoring where you're going. Like I said, like I can't remember the guy's name, but like I said, was that 2016 when they put the chip? They had a chip in a guy. He was a paraplegic and he kicked the soccer ball. It was for like the world soccer some shit. And basically before they started the game, they had the paraplegic kick it. So they was able to manipulate his nerves to kick, just like that movie Upgrade. The council studied people's psycho. Salakia. It says the council will pre-program me with instructions, all based on careful research. Of the targeted person of what to wear, how to act, what type of sexual stance to take, specific words or phrases to say, and the best time to deliver them. The council always worked up a complete strategy and never sent me to a person unprepared. Taylor has penned an autobiography titled Starshine, written in fictionalized format. She says in order to protect her from reprisal, and as of May 1999, has finished a more complete statement of her experiences called Thanks for the Memories, The Truth Has Set Me Free. Now, yeah, Khan, I had that book. I think I might got that book. because it talks about how Bob Hope was a CIA asset. I remember it was a movie. God damn, I can't think of the name of the movie, but it had Julia Roberts in it, and that one guy, Sam Rockwell, and basically it was about the guy that started the Gong Show, and how he finally came out years later and said how he worked for the government. He was an assassin. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, this shit ain't really far-fetched. You know what I mean? It's not coincidence that, the CIA is involved in Hollywood and, the entertainment industry and all that. So, but yeah, it's a book called Thanks for the Memories, and it got Bob Hope on it. The Truth Has Set Me Free. Perhaps the most persuasive validation of Taylor's recollections comes from mind control researcher Walter Bowart, who recalls seeing Taylor at a charity event in Palm Springs in the company of the entertainer who Sledge alleges controlled her. He says that she was just another of the many hostesses types that you might find working at parties in the Coachella Valley. Other physical proof consists of what she characterizes as numerous stun gun marks over her body. What is the truth about what happened to Bryce Taylor? Admittedly, her story is incredible, outrageous, and bears little resemblance to what is commonly thought of as a reality. Because of the outlandish details of her story, linking mind control programs to various prominent entertainers and politicians, one is tempted to reject her story out of hand. The difficulty is that when speaking with her, one does not detect lying. And she probably, for the most part, isn't lying. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because that's how sometimes they don't actually take you out. They could just ruin your reputation, make you appear to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I remember there's a movie called Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, and you know what I'm saying? He like the one brother from Men of Valor always say, a conspiracy is something that can be proven. I just literally looked up the MK Ultra, and this came up on Wikipedia telling you this is the experiments that the government did on mind control. And you still talk about it as a conspiracy. I got one scripture there, but this is the book of Psalms, chapter 36, starting at verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord. The transgression of the wicked saith within my heart, that there is no fear of Yahweh before his eyes. Verse 2, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes, until his iniquity be found to be hateful. Verse 3, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. Verse 4, he deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. And that's this so-called white man, aka this red Hebrew Edomite. Like I said, that's how like I said, and especially for our people, because at the end of the day, the Most High don't care about all the nations. You know what I mean? But our power is because that's what's gonna get you out of this. You know what I mean? Yeah, like and that's the whole purpose of brothers being on the highways and byways and the hedges. You know what I mean? Like to wake up our people, to pronounce judgment and tell the nations they fate, and to try and wake up our people to come back, to the law, statutes, and commandments, because that's the only thing that's going to save you. With the Most High, the way that he systematically did, and it's beautiful when you take the time to think about it. That's how it's all preordained, because like I said, at the end of the day, he know who going to come back and who ain't. But he has systematically allowed this red Hebrew Edomite to come up with, he gave him the power to do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just deep, and he understands that the only it's cold. Like I said, and when you really get the understanding of that, like it says in scriptures, I think in the book of Matthew, about how fear not the man that could destroy the body, but fear the one that could destroy the body and soul in hell. You know what I mean? When you understand, like I said, like how omnipotent the Most High truly is, how like he controls both sides of it. That's when I got the newfound respect, and when I got the true fear of the Lord. You know what I mean? Whatever happens, like I said, the bad things that happen, the Lord did that. The good things that happen, the Lord did that. You know what I mean? Like so at the end, like he allowed Esau to work upon his biz and come up with all, and like I'm watching now, like the new thing at my job, the guy that I work around, he been into that hyperloop shit. You know what I'm saying? Because and Esau is pushing this shit quick too. Like now they about to build this hyperloop shit. They talking about you gonna be able to get from Cleveland to fucking Detroit in like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And my thing was, how you gonna build that when you know what I mean? Like you ain't gonna be able to build that. You already got existing under subways, but they probably gonna put it on land. You know what I mean? Because you gotta remember, it's all it is tubes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Esau got some shit coming. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? And what he got covered, you know what I mean? Like through your will and power, you know what I mean? Like your will wasn't even powerful enough to get you to look the way you want to look. Everybody got some imperfection or something about themselves they want to change or fix or work on. So how the fuck you more powerful to stop what the Most High go? I got coming. So with that, I'm gonna end the lesson. I hope it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. Call of Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shah, double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone, talking this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwap and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, it was an edifying video. Shalom to the Israelite forums scattered abroad. Until next time, Lord willing, Adawan Ratazah, maybe to come with another lesson as soon as possible. Shalom, shalom, and a Bob Ball.